As many of you know, my brother Joe and I have undertaken a couple of really big walks over the last couple of years to raise money and promote the awareness of Parkinson's and people living with Parkinson's in both Queensland and Australia. This year's big walk, we're walking from Taroom to Brisbane. And once again, we're encouraging all of you to support us either by donating money directly to the website or doing that. And also on the 16th of April, which is the last day of our walk, in getting yourself involved in a local big walk or coming along to the Parkinson's Queensland, the big walk last day. We're really looking forward to lots of people joining us on that day. And of course, just a reminder, whilst this isn't a competition, it is. Joe and I are in competition. So if you're donating money, remember Vince Kelly first, Joe Kelly second. But on a serious note, whatever happens, the more people who donate money, the more awareness is raised and the more research we can do. And we really encourage you to support our really big walk for 2023. For those of you who've been following our adventures over the last couple of years, in 2021, Joe and I decided to walk from Brisbane to Coolum to raise awareness and money for Parkinson's Queensland. We did this because both our mum and dad suffered from Parkinson's. Sadly, both have gone now. Dad almost 10 years ago and mum in June last year. We also have a number of other family members and close friends who are affected by Parkinson's. And we know from those people that one of the things that Parkinson's really affects is mobility. And that's why we think walking is a good way to show our support for people suffering or living with Parkinson's. Joe and I also know there are thousands of people in Australia and across Queensland living with Parkinson's every day, along with their families. And we know what a real challenge it is for those people, and not to do a really big walk, but just to walk from A to B and do the simple things in life. When we embarked on our first big walk in 2021, our ambition was to raise awareness of Parkinson's for people in the general community, and also to raise a few dollars for Parkinson's Queensland to support their important work of providing services to people living with Parkinson's and their families, and also to continue the research, because we still haven't identified either a cause or a cure for Parkinson's. And that remains a real great challenge, as anyone would know involved in medical research, is if you don't know what causes something, it's pretty hard to figure out how to fix it. And of course, Parkinson's Queensland and all the Parkinson's organisations across Australia are, as I've said, there to support people living with Parkinson's and their family. And I know from mum and dad's experience, my brother-in-law and a number of other friends, that it ain't easy. I think we also presume a lot of times that Parkinson's is an old people's disease, and it simply is not. My brother-in-law is a young onset Parkinson's, and since we've been doing this walk, I've got to meet a number of people who are living with Parkinson's from a very young age. And we really do want to help all of these people. So the really big walk has been our way of trying to, as I said, raise awareness and money. The reality for us now, Bud, is that after 3 years of really big walking, or 2 years anyway, we want to see this transition. We want the really big walk to be a walk for lots of people, really big numbers, walking whatever the distance they can. Not me and Joe trying to figure out somewhere further away to walk each year from now and potentially to eternity. So we really do want to see this year's walk raise awareness, raise money, and transition the walk to something that hundreds of Queenslanders can participate in, and other people across Australia to raise money for the very important work that Parkinson's organisations do across the country. The route we're walking this year goes from Taroom to Brisbane. And the reason we chose that route, well, Joe would say because I had a foolish moment after we did the walk in 2022, where I committed Joe and I to walking from Taroom to Brisbane this year. But we are doing it. And Taroom's a town where mum grew up, and mum and dad met and fell in love, and luckily for us, have had 7 children. And so that's why we've chosen Taroom. And we're really looking forward to setting out from Taroom and making it all the way to Brisbane. It's 500 kilometres. In the scheme of things, it might not be the biggest walk in the world, but it's certainly a big walk and a big challenge for me and Joe. And as I say, we just want to try and create for ourselves a challenging environment that many people with Parkinson's find every day in their everyday lives, They don't have to do anything special other than get out of bed, get their feet on the floor, and live with Parkinson's. And as I've said, it ain't easy. We saw mum and dad struggle with it. We see people all around us with Parkinson's, and the more we can do to help people living with Parkinson's, to help identify the cause and hopefully one day a cure for Parkinson's, it's the very least we can do.